Hey, you guys, this is Tamiya Robles. I'm a credit repair expert. I'm the owner of fixmycreditnail850.com. I am the host of this podcast, Coast to Coast Credit. Welcome. Now, recently I've been getting a lot of consultations, messages, comments, what have you, with regards to why your application for an apartment has been denied. And some of y'all are panicking out here in these streets. You don't have to. I'm going to take a denied applicant's RentGrow report and show ya what the landlords are seeing and what these property management companies are seeing, so you can see why you're getting denied and fix it, so you can reapply for the apartment that you're trying to get into and get approved right off the bat. Or before you apply for anything, see what they're going to see by pulling a RentGrow report. Again, RentGrow is just another credit bureau. So you're going to pull it and then see what needs to be fixed, corrected. Either you do it yourself or you can have fixmycreditnail850.com fix it for you. As a reminder, the game is different now. The financial institutions, they're different. The rules have changed. The data points have changed. So has the real estate market. So people that thought they were going to get houses before are recognizing that they're not getting approved. The people that are trying to get apartments thought they could get approved and they're not. It's not like how it was back in the day where you can just say, hey, I got a job. Here's a couple of pay stubs. Boom, I'm in there. Nah, they're doing deep searches on y'all. They're checking your background. They're checking your credit reports and all that. So, yeah, you can have the money, but if you don't have the credit score, then unfortunately, you're not going to get approved. I also keep telling y'all that the credit repair industry is going to eventually die out pretty soon, pretty soon. And with that, the reason why that's going to be a problem is due to the FICO 10T being released, they're going back in time at least 2 years. So you need to pull your credit, fix what you can fix as quickly as you can, get what you can get while you can before it's too late. And when I show y'all this report, this application, this denied applicant and their credit report, you're going to see how they went back 2+ years. And that is one of the reasons why she's denied. It's not a fun thing. It's not cool, but this is what happened. And I want y'all to be prepared. So if you take a look at the screen, I'm showing you what an actual RentGrow credit report looks like. And I'm going to switch things up because I'm going to need to use this pointer throughout this video. Now, so for the sake of protecting our identity, I blocked everything out, but you can see this, it says screening report here. And this is the name. I do believe this is the name of the apartment complex she's trying to get into. But it instantly says rejected applicant from the rip. So what happens is a lot of these companies, they take your information, they might be connected with a third party company that runs your credit report through RentGrow, and it's an immediate response. It's immediate results rather. So it's either you're rejected or you're approved. To prove my point, I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom, and you can see here it says screening request submitted to RentGrow on this date and this time, right? So February 8th at 2:58 p.m. Now, when you go scroll up a little bit here, let me show you. It says date requested February 28th, 2:58, date completed February 28th, 2:58. And then the status is it tells you right then and there. We can get into this a little later, but for the most part, it's telling you how quickly this is. So you don't have to wait weeks or even days for your answer, whether or not you're getting approved to uh, get, or if you're going to be accepted into this apartment. They'll tell you right then and there. They should be able to. But anywho, so this is where all your information, your personal information is right here. Your name, the last for your social, date of birth, email address, current address. This is usually all on a RentGrow credit report. Your status will be here if the company ran it through to see if they're going to approve you or not. So usually each company is going to have some sort of account with RentGrow, and they're going to say to RentGrow, if these 3 points or 5 points are met, then cool, they can get in. But if there's these negatives that show up, automatically reject the credit report and reject the applicant. And that seems to be what happens here. So instantly it said it was rejected, and we will be able to see why. Reasons for the result is right here. Severe level of charge offs, high level of late credit payments. So, what this apartment complex said or inputted with RentGrow is if they have charge offs, late credit payments, they probably put a whole bunch of other things, but this is where this client fell short at. Okay, and then the items that need to be removed: consumer statement present, number of inquiries in the past 6 months, checkpoint message to the credit bureau. All right, but we're going to focus mostly on here, and the inquiries, we'll discuss it. So it also shows the background here. It also shows this client's residential history. This applicant has rented or owned at the time of the current address 5 years and 9 months. This applicant is actually already a resident of one of their other locations. She's trying to move to another site that they own that's closer to her job. So they, believe it or not, she's rejected, and they didn't even consider that. Like, hey, we've known you for almost a year, 6 years now. I understand you may have some stuff going on. You've been paying on time, but we'll approve you. Nah, I told you, and I had to tell her because this woman is a recurring client of mine. That when I fixed her husband's credit 2 years ago, the credit game was just different. So now, from 5, almost 6 years ago, so much has changed credit wise. They don't care where you were 6 years ago. It's where you're at today, which led to her denial because a lot has changed. So then they report your employment, your income. So the proposed rent that she's expected to pay for the new place now is $1770. Time at her current job was almost 6 years, and her primary income per month is close to 6,000. That's pretty good. And then they have rent income percentage. So all that is here. This is really important. You guys, you need to consider these things before you apply, that this is what they look at. If they see that you haven't been at a place very long, you are going to be questioned about that. Let me thin this down. You are going to be questioned about that. So be prepared. Don't get offended. If you've been at a place for 2 months and now you're applying somewhere else, they're going to ask you about that. And you should have a reasonable explanation. Say something like a family urgency came along. But if it looks like you're house hopping and maybe dodging rent, they're not going to approve you off of that alone. Now, your income, you want to make sure that you tell them as much income as you have, your whether you're employed, self-employed, what that income looks like. Are you getting child support, alimony, side hustles? Include all of that. You might be doing Uber and Lyft. You want your income to always be high, and you want your expenses to always be as low as possible. Now, this is cool because the rent is low compared to how much she's supposed to make a month. So that's good. That's good. And she just recently told me she got a pretty good raise coming in. So even better, but overall, she's still denied. So when you look at the summary, this is the second part of another part of the credit report. They're saying which type of searches they did, which is important. So they did a credit report, basic credit report, criminal search, okay, premium national civil court records, checking for bankruptcies in a nutshell, rental history search, which is obviously important, and OFAC name search. Okay, so the results are here. And you can see she did good. Like she met all the requirements. She's straight. All right. Now, the Experian credit report. So just so I can show you again, I'm gonna go. Dang, I didn't even draw all the way over there. Okay, but as you can see, this Experian credit report is what they checked, and you can see here Experian, but you can see it's Rent Bureau. It's not the regular Experian report. So if you're still confused and they're telling you, "Oh, we checked your Experian," they're talking in particular about the Experian Rent Bureau portion. Okay, that's not going to have the same information as your regular Experian report that you would see on Experian.com or your smart credit or whatever. Okay, so if you're like, I don't know what they're talking about, you have to look at that. And that is one of the credit bureaus. Okay, so checkpoint messages. So these are some, this actually was on her credit report. If you have smart credit or any um, third party company that has all three of your credit reports, maybe Identity IQ, My Identity IQ, or My Smart, whatever. I don't know all these companies, but I know Smart Credit and Identity IQ. But it has these little statements. Okay, you'll see that on your credit report. So this part so far is just a complete copy. This is just their credit report here from the regular credit bureau. So we're going to take a quick look here at some of these colors. All right. I always tell you, look at the colors. When you're looking at a credit report, you want to take a look at the colors. Red is always extremely concerning. So is black. Green is go. Green is good. Green is money. Green is approval. You want to take a look at these negatives. Okay. This is what's hurting your credit score. All right. And in this case, she does have a lot of negatives, but we're going to break that down a little more. But these reds are concerning. These reds are concerning, especially if you're pulling it up for yourself. Look, it's almost every account has a negative, right? But if you're doing it for yourself and you want to see what's going on, this is how I would read a report. I would pull up a report. You don't have to be a credit repair guru to figure out red is concerning, right? So I would just circle them like I'm doing here. Okay. So when you go back and analyze it a little further, you can see what's going on, what you need to work on, so on and so forth. Now, believe it or not, I'm not worried about a lot of this because why? Some of this is from the Department of Education. And I explained to my client how to get rid of all these 90-day inaccuracies quickly within 30 days. And she is following my directions, thank God. So that'll clear all this up. So I'm going to keep skipping over this because as you can see, it's just imitating itself over and over again. That's just how it works. Now, this is Global Lending Service. So this is not the Department of Education, but more negatives, negatives. Now, we can go on, but we're going to go back to the top. And I'm just going to take a couple of these accounts. I'm not going to go through all of them, but as if you want to become a factual disputer, such as myself, I look at anything that violates my client's rights under the FCRA, and then I challenge it. So in this case, I'm looking at the inaccuracies of the missed payment, and I'm looking at how old it is. So if you can see here, they're focused on a couple things: late payments over 15 months. What they're saying here, there's one payment over 60 days late, two payments over 90 days late. All right, but this is wrong. So under the FCRA, it has everything has to be 100% accurate, right? So it can't be partially true. I don't know if this is right or not. However, I know math. Well, no, this okay. So this is 369. Okay, this is correct. But they're missing a 30-day here. So this part is wrong if this is accurate. So which means all of this is wrong. Let me put my pointer back on. All this is wrong. So how do you go from a perfect payment to 60 days late? It doesn't work like that. If anything, August would be 30 days late, then 60, 90, and then 120. But math doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like 60, 90. So this is wrong. This is what I would challenge. Okay. So also, you want to pay attention to how old these negative reports are. So usually when you purchase a home, they care about what happened. The mortgage lender, and most mortgage lenders, are only focused on the negatives that happened within a 24-month period. In this case, you're gonna see that in a minute. They kind of go beyond it, but you want to also look at any negatives and solely focus on the negatives that happen within a 24-month period, unless that apartment complex is going beyond 24 months, the 2 years. So this is current. So the newer the missed payment, the more harmful it is to your credit. So this is a negative that happened in 2023. That's a problem, and it's wrong. So get that disputed, challenge it, get them flipped over. Once they flip them over or remove them, fix it or whatever, your credit score is going to go up and then this goes away. Now, they're also concerned, this particular apartment complex is focused on late payments over the past 21 months. So now they're talking about this account, one main, and they're showing 30, 60, 90, 120. All right, 30, 60, 90, 120. This is correct. This is within the past 24 months. So that's concerning. Now, these same here, this is a missed payment for July, but here in November of 2022, it just says 60 days late. Well, what happened to the 30 days late in October? Okay. So that's an inaccuracy. So what I would do is I would challenge these inaccuracies so it can be flipped or removed. Flipped or removed. Now, open sky. Now they're going past 24 months. And this is concerning to me. This is like, let's say, for example, none of this existed. This was perfectly perfect. Anything within the 24 months is good. Perfect payment, no collections, no charge offs, banging, right? But then they get, first of all, isn't it still within 24 months? It says one payment over 30 days late, one payment over 60 days late, one payment over 90 days late. So if they find a blemish within the 39 months, your application is going to be denied. That's again based off of this particular real estate I'm sorry, this particular landlord or this particular property management company. That's by their standards. Everyone is different. Every single one is different. But in this case, again, 30, 60, 90, this is correct. They didn't do that wrong, but you need to challenge that. If this is what's going to stop you from getting approved, dispute it. Also, keep in mind, we're only looking at one credit bureau. I guarantee you, if all three credit bureaus were placed next to each other, I promise you they're not going to have the same exact identical issues at the same time. They hardly ever, meaning the data furnishers, 99.9% of the time, they report everything inaccurately, even the positive accounts. So don't sweat this and say, well, they did put this correctly on here. So how can I dispute it? You can dispute it by looking at all three of your credit bureaus, not just one. So what I would recommend you do is click the link in the description, get your smart credit report. You can get it for $1. Heads up, it is going to be $1.99 for 7 days. I think they start in March. Cost of living is going up. People, everything goes up. Thank inflation. Now we're going to go to the next one. Now they're talking about late payments over the last 8 months. So here we go again. You're talking about something they're saying 60 days, 90 days, but July, perfect, right? So this is wrong. So you want to look for all these inaccuracies. So this is 30 days late, 60, 60. Math doesn't work like that. Flip it, y'all. Dispute it so it get flipped. This is reporting correctly, but you still want to challenge it. All right, try to challenge it. Now, what I can say is what I do personally, if I'm seeing too many missed payments back to back or just too many missed payments on an account, I dispute the whole account just to get it removed. Look at this. Last payments over the last 67 months. So they're going all the way back to 2019. Again, what if they had perfect payments, like a perfect payment history prior to the 67 months? And then this stupid, inaccurate blemish shows up on your credit report, you're going to be instantly denied by this company. You understand what I'm saying? Like that's bananas. And it's reporting inaccurately. So you can't go from perfect payment here and then boom, you're 90 days late. But again, you're talking about the Department of Education. I'm saying it's no big deal. I'm talking about it's no big deal to fix. This is something we could fix in 30 days, real rap. But ultimately, if you were to go ahead and apply, and that's what they're saying, hey, all these 90-day missed payments under your Department of Education, this is what's getting you denied. They could care less if it's an easy fix. What they're going to tell you is it's on your credit report to deny you're denied. All right. So get that taken care of. Now, the global lending service joint that I was telling y'all, same thing here. 30 days, 30 days. That math doesn't work like this. So this is inaccurate. But look, they're going back 52 months. Like, really, bro? 32 months, 3 payments over 30 days late. What is this? 1, 2, 3. These are the 3 payments that are over 30 days late. Well, these are wrong. So this is not accurate. 1 payment over 60 days late. Okay, that would be this right here. All right. So this could be right. I don't know. I have to see all 3 credit bureaus, but I don't really care if they're right or wrong. The point is to get it off your credit report. So now we're at the end of the actual credit report. There are no public records, so you're not going to see bankruptcy. Typically, you see bankruptcy somewhere around here, right after the whole report. Now you're going to check out the inquiries. There are a shitload of inquiries here, but you're only looking at Experian. You're not looking. Oh no, I'm sorry. They are showing Equifax. No, this is an Experian report, so these are all on Experian. So yes, this is a lot. And anything in 2022 should be falling off this year, 2024. So all this should be falling off. So this should have come off and it didn't. That's a simple phone call. You don't have to do a credit repair on that if you don't want to. Just call the credit bureau. If you see inquiries that need to be dropped off and they didn't, call the credit bureaus in the morning, mind you, or you're going to be on that phone for hours. But just say, hey, look, these are expired. They need to come off. And they'll take them off instantly. And you'll actually see a bump in your credit score pretty quickly, believe it or not. Okay. So do that. Then these will fall off. Then you can see all of these are going to fall off. To me, that's too long, but whatever. They did bring it up. They brought it up. Now, if you scroll down, you will see here again, this is an Experian credit report. This is their information. They have to, by law, put this information here. They have to let you know on this RentGrow summary, they have got to let you know what they pulled for, what they checked, and all that. Now, there's certain things that are not supposed to be on your RentGrow report. So if you have any sort of criminal activity, criminal history, they can't say what it is. They can't say what it is. It's only supposed to state that it is, and you get denied. But if you see that, for example, if you see, let's say, I don't know, there's like a drug charge or some domestic issues, and they're reporting that, you can sue them. You can sue the credit bureau. You can sue whoever reported that. Okay. All right. Now, hopefully this helped a little bit. Again, I can't express this any more than what I'm doing so far. All right. When you are trying to apply for an apartment, check your credit report first, because if not, you're going to hurt your feelings. You're going to hurt your own damn feelings. And then Don't look at it like, oh, I only have. That's another thing that y'all do. I don't understand. Y'all set up a consultation with me. You're learning from me. You're on my podcast and on my YouTube or whatever. Appreciate that. Facebook, appreciate that. All my social media platforms, I appreciate that. But what doesn't make sense to me is you're learning from me, but then you don't listen, and then you don't get results, and then you schedule a consultation for me to fix whatever the mistake is, talking about you only have a short period of time. All you have to do is just listen and follow instructions. It's not hard. It's really not hard. I'm telling you, don't call me saying, oh, I know I need to do this or I already did that. A lot of y'all are starting to tell me that. Um, I'm a partially listen, but that means that this could have been done and resolved a long time ago if you just paid attention the first time. But if that's quote unquote all you need to do and whatever, it should have been done. So, first step, identify the problem before anyone else does. Pull your credit report. Click on the link to Smart Credit. Purchase your credit report for the 7 days. After 7 days, it is full price, just so you know. Look at your credit report. If you see any inaccuracies, especially within the past 24 months, take care of that. Take care of it. If you don't want to do it, definitely schedule a free consultation for 30 minutes. Link is in the description. I got y'all. All right. I understand everybody's in a rush. I get it. And you need to be in a rush because you can't fix credit forever. This shit is dying out and dying out soon. But now I'm going to go into part two, and I'm going to start talking about rights and things like that. So if you definitely want to check out what your rights are, be sure to check out to the next video. And I'll talk to you soon.